Your blood test results just came in. Your A1C is 11.9. That means diabetes." Those words cut through the quiet of a Saturday morning. Mark sat frozen, his coffee turning cold. He was 54, from Ohio, and had never been seriously sick in his life. Now suddenly, he was a diabetic. At first, he did what anyone would do. He followed his doctor's plan: insulin, metformin, pricking his finger twice a day to check his blood sugar. He kept a notebook, logging the numbers that jumped up and down like a roller coaster. A week later, his doctor handed him a brochure titled "Living with Diabetes." The cover showed a smiling couple eating pasta. "You can still eat carbs," it said. "Just make the portions smaller." Mark stared at the picture for a long time. Something felt off. If sugar was the problem, why was he being told to eat it in moderation? It was like telling a smoker to just take smaller drags. That confusion turned into frustration, and frustration turned into curiosity. He started reading late into the night, diving into medical journals and forums. And what he discovered would not only change his life, it would challenge almost everything he had been told about his disease. But before we get there, we need to understand what was really happening inside his body. Type 2. Diabetes does not strike overnight. It builds over years, often silently. Too much sugar, too little movement, not enough rest. The body begins to resist insulin, the hormone that moves sugar from the blood into the cells. So the pancreas works harder, producing more and more insulin until it eventually burns out. Sugar then builds up in the bloodstream. It does not just stay there. It starts damaging blood vessels, nerves, eyes, kidneys, and the heart itself. It is a slow and quiet collapse. But here's the part few people talk about. That collapse can be reversed. And Mark was about to prove it. He started by rethinking everything he knew about food. He learned that it was not fat that was the enemy. It was the combination of fat and refined carbs that overwhelmed his system. So he made one bold move. He cut out what he called the white trio: bread, pasta, and sugar. No more bagels, no more soda, no more white rice. In their place came real food: eggs, salmon, leafy greens, and nuts. His new rule was simple. Every meal needed protein, fiber, and healthy fat. He learned that broccoli was not just a vegetable, but a natural source of chromium, a mineral that helps regulate blood sugar. He added magnesium-rich foods too, like pumpkin seeds and almonds. Soon he added another ritual: 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before meals. It helped lower his fasting blood sugar by morning. A small change, but a powerful one. His body began to feel different. His energy was steadier. His cravings faded. And for the first time in years, his blood sugar started moving in the right direction. But food was only the beginning. Mark began exploring the world of natural remedies, things he had once ignored. Number 1. Cinnamon. A teaspoon stirred into his morning tea helped keep his blood sugar stable after meals. Number 2. Berberine. A compound found in plants like golden seal and barberry. Studies show it can support insulin function and lower A1C levels. Number 3. Fenugreek. An ancient seed known for balancing blood sugar and cholesterol. It even made his kitchen smell faintly like maple syrup. Number 4. Chromium and zinc. 2 minerals many diabetics are deficient in, both vital for glucose metabolism. Number 5. Nopal cactus. A traditional Mexican food shown to reduce post-meal glucose spikes. He started eating it with eggs and vegetables for breakfast. Number 6. Fiber. Barley, chia seeds, and flaxseed became his go-to foods. He learned that 30 grams of fiber a day could help flatten blood sugar curves and improve digestion. None of this happened overnight, but over weeks, the numbers kept improving. He was not relying on a miracle. He was rebuilding his metabolism. Mark's doctor had told him that type 2 diabetes was a progressive disease. That meant it could only get worse over time. But Mark's body had other plans. He began walking after each meal, just 10 minutes at a time. That simple habit helped his muscles soak up glucose and reduce insulin spikes. It was not exercise for fitness, it was exercise for healing. He also started managing his stress. He learned that stress hormones could raise blood sugar as much as a sugary snack. So he began ending his nights with warm Epsom salt baths and deep breathing. He slept 7 to 8 hours a night, no screens, no caffeine after lunch. Each habit built on the last. His body started to trust him again. It was no longer fighting to survive. It was learning to balance. 3 months later, Mark went back to his doctor. Same office, same white walls, same nervous feeling. The nurse took his blood. He waited. Then came the results. His A1C, once 11.9, was now 5.4. Normal. His doctor blinked at the chart. "You are not diabetic anymore," she said. Mark could hardly believe it. He had lost 20 pounds. He had energy again. His brain fog was gone. When the doctor asked what he had done, he told her everything. The diet, the vinegar, the walking, the herbs. She nodded but said little. He realized she was skeptical. That moment stayed with him. He understood why. Most doctors are trained to manage disease, not reverse it. They are taught that medication is the only path. But for Mark, food had become his medicine. He also learned a harder truth, that the diabetes industry is massive. In the United States alone, it costs hundreds of billions each year. Insulin makers, food companies, and even diabetes foundations all profit from keeping people dependent on treatment. Brochures are often funded by the same corporations that sell the drugs. It is not conspiracy. It is business. That realization fueled him even more. He wanted to prove that health could be reclaimed without lifelong medication, that the solution was not found in a syringe, but in simple daily choices. Mark began sharing what worked for him. He talked about eating whole foods instead of processed ones, walking after meals, sleeping well, managing stress, and using natural supports with care. His story inspired others. People started trying small changes and seeing their own improvements. Some reduced their medication under their doctor's supervision. Others found that their energy and mood returned for the first time in years. Mark always reminded them he was not special. He was just consistent. He learned that real healing is not a straight line. Some days are harder than others, but every good choice stacks up. Type 2 diabetes, he says, is not a punishment. It is a message. It tells you your body is overloaded. And when you start listening, it responds. Now, years later, Mark still keeps his morning routine. Apple cider vinegar before breakfast, eggs with spinach, a walk around the block. He still checks his blood sugar once a week, not because he has to, but because he wants to stay aware. He says the biggest change was not his diet, it was his mindset. He stopped believing his body was broken. He stopped chasing temporary fixes. He started believing in balance, not restriction. He learned that the body is not the enemy. It is the messenger. And when we give it the right tools, it remembers how to heal. Mark's story is not about perfection. It is about patience, about rediscovering what real food can do, and about trusting that the smallest habits can create the biggest changes. For anyone living with type 2 diabetes, his story offers hope. Hope that your body is capable of more than you have been told. Hope that natural methods, when guided by knowledge and care, can change your path. Hope that healing is not out of reach. So if you or someone you know is facing this diagnosis, remember Mark's story. Remember that recovery is not instant, but it is possible. Because sometimes healing begins not in a hospital, but at your kitchen table, with a simple choice to start again. Thank you for watching this story. If you found it meaningful, leave a comment below and share which country you are from. And if you have faced something similar, feel free to share your experience. Someone out there might need your words.